Hi everyone, this is Brett from GameByte, and this is the first of a series of wrap-up videos we're doing for all the conferences this year at E3, so make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of the other videos. Also, why not drop a like and comment whilst you're at it. EA kicked off E3 with their EA Play event and had a cool array of games on show, although one was particularly controversial, which we'll get to later on. The show had lots of awkward moments of people not really reacting and the host trying to force interactions, and we'll highlight some of them in a future video, so make sure to keep an eye out, but for the most part, we're just going to talk about the games that were shown. The show began with Battlefield 5's multiplayer being shown off and the announcement that it will have a Battle Royale mode, which everyone kind of expected considering the trend of Battle Royale games. It took a grand total of about 6 minutes for it to be announced at E3 that there's another Battle Royale game, so that's pretty impressive really. It'll be interesting to see how the audience reacts to the mode upon the game's release in October. It was also announced that destructive environments will be amped up even more, and we got to see some tanks knocking through some buildings, which is always just nice to see really with games showing off their tech. Oh, and also there'll be no loot boxes or premium pass. It seems EA is finally listening to their fans, at least in some degree. The Champions League is now part of FIFA games again, and that's about all we know. It looks pretty, and the E3 audiences still don't really seem to care about FIFA, it seems, so it's hard to really know how hyped everyone's going to be, but you know, FIFA always sells a bucket load, just isn't that popular with an E3 audience. They've also said they've updated the gameplay, but they didn't really make it clear how they've updated the gameplay, they just sort of said they did. Madden is back on PC for the first time in over a decade, and its trailer is pretty enough. We didn't really find out much more about it, which seemed to be a trend for all the sports games that were shown off, but we know that it's due out this August, and we'll no doubt have the expected yearly roster updates and other little bits and pieces tweaked. There's also a fair bit of Star Wars news. We found out that the game Respawn are working on is called Jedi The Fallen Order, although we didn't really see anything of it, we just got to hear it by word of mouth. We also know that the game will take place after Episode 3 but before Episode 4, focusing on a Padawan that has been able to get free after the execution of Order 66. It's going to really emphasise the rise of the Empire and contain lightsaber and RPG elements. Unfortunately though, it won't be out until late 2019, maybe even early 2020. Battlefront 2 is also getting some DLC from the Clone Wars era that will include Anakin, Dooku, Obi-Wan Kenobi and General Grievous, and unfortunately that's about all we know about it. We don't know when it's coming out, we just know that finally we're going to get to be Obi-Wan. NBA Live 19 is happening, and it looks like more NBA Live, and there's not much more to say about it. If you like the NBA or basketball games, then it might be for you and you'll be able to pick it up in September. Unravel 2 got announced and released at the same time, and this time the yarn-based platformer can be played by 2 people. It looks as adorable as the first game, and it's always cool when a game gets announced and released at E3. The other indie game shown off at E3 was Sea of Solitude, which looks like an interesting deep dive into loneliness, as the world the game is set in sees people that get lonely turn into monsters. It seems like a very personal project, and the game's creator took the time to talk about her inspiration for the game, and you could see how much it meant to her, which is always lovely to see. We don't know a release date yet, but we do know it will be coming in 2019. EA decided to show off a mobile game in a bit that went on too long, and then revealed it was a new Command & Conquer called Command & Conquer Rivals. It's not been well received by fans so far and looks like a mobile strategy game really. It was easily one of the low points of the conference judging by the outrage on social media, but it'll be interesting to see how people warm to it and if they warm to it as they finally get their hands on it. Anthem was shown off and it looks cool, but EA keep trying to make it seem more special than it may actually be. It will no doubt be a lot of fun, but everything that gets said about it makes it sound more like any other MMO. The game will have weekly story updates, and from the sound of things it could also have an interesting weather system, and we'll be able to find out on February 22nd if it does all come together and if it is all that and a bag of chips. What was your favourite thing from EA Play? Please do let us know in the comments, and make sure to like and subscribe, turning on those notifications for more from GameByte. Also head to GameByte.com for all the latest gaming news, but until next time, I've been Brett from GameByte, you've been wonderful, goodbye.